So here they come. It is the United States of America against the Italians. With all to play for in Pool B, the Italians ranked number 9 in the world against USA, who are ranked 7. Head-to-head, they've only played one time before. USA won that match by 34 points to 20 back in 2012, but a lot has changed since then. Different personnel for both teams. And the United States have a new look about them here. Plenty of sevens experience, as I mentioned. That means pace and athletic ability. But if they are lacking in anything, according to their coach, it is experience at the 15s game. How much will that count against an Italian side who's only played 5 games in the last year, and all of those coming in the Six Nations Championship itself? They did cause problems for teams in February and March, but how will they have managed the time off, and how will the new faces introduced cope with the first game? We're going to have the national anthems, and first of all, the United States of America.
By the dawn's early light, where so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we walked, where so gallantly we flew, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding as we now play the national anthem of Italy.
And before that, the Star-Spangled Banner and the anthems ready, and we're almost set to get underway. Rosie Foley, former Ireland international, is beside me. And who are you looking at for today, Rosie?
Well, today, 1991 inaugural world champions here, the USA, and 15 years ago since Italy have lined out in a World Cup, so it's very much an unknown quantity here today. You've 7 experienced World Cup campaigners for the USA, but you've also got the focus on the sevens game, with 7 players starting for the USA. Italy, on the other hand, are just dipping their toe in the pool of sevens at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Pack weights and that, I think the USA are one of the biggest packs, only second to New Zealand, whereas you're up against Italy, who have a light pack, so it'll be a very interesting game to see. Nothing determined yet.
So we're all set to go. Bound to be some nerves. Alhambra Nieves from Spain is our match referee, assisted by Sean Gallagher from Ireland and Marie Lamat from France. The television match official is David Grashoff from England, and we're all set to go. Alicia Washington, plenty of power in the second row. Nicole Heverland going to get things underway. Yeah. One of the many sevens players, as Rosie mentioned, in this USA 15s team. Rich Walker on the sideline alongside Pete Steinberg as well, and his influence, I'm sure, over selection has been keenly felt over the last few weeks, as Nicole Heverland and the USA get us underway in Pool B. That one goes over the 10-metre line, and no problems with the early take for the Italians, who I'm sure just looking to settle into this. It is a European tournament, of course, and haven't had to travel too far to get here, but they haven't played a match since the Six Nations, and you just wonder how much that will go against them. Back there is Chete Emba, and the full-back takes the first tackle of the game. Physical hit by the winger. Maria Mogatti is our 20th cap for the Italians. First touch of the ball for Oceani. Heverland, just a little show and go from Bratton, who's trying to force through the gap and bring play towards that halfway line. Oceani again, quick little ball, chip over the top, was from Rosier. Where's this one going to bounce? The chase from Stacey Bridges, and then the United States come forward with it again. Good retention, looking to go wide this time. The captain, Faye, little looping pass on the outside, and Kristen Thomas has loads of gas. The sevens flyer, she's going to back herself here. Thomas with the handoff, still going. Kristen Thomas for the game's first score. We mentioned the back three for the USA, we mentioned how much pace and power, and Kristen Thomas gets the game's opening try.
What a start from the USA here. Their continuity was unbelievable. She's ball in one hand, experienced sevens players, and boy can she run. And dots it down with the first real attack of the game.
No problem.
Amazing by the USA.
Kristen Thomas gets the first try of the USA's World Cup campaign, and she took it so well. What work there in the contact as well to break the tackle close in. The Italians' defence guilty of falling away, and you do not give this woman a second opportunity, because she will take it. We haven't even played 2 minutes, and Kristen Thomas has her first try. Conversion attempt to come by Kimber Rosier. The Harlequins fly half. Former soccer player, so she's well used to kicking the ball, and she splits the post to make it 7 points to 0. USA off to a flyer here, Rosie.
Absolute flyer. As you say, Thomas, there was no stopping her. And if you're not going to get your first up tackles, and Italy are known for their aggressive run up in defence, and again, if you don't have those first up tackles, they're going to cut you apart. Fantastic run there by Thomas. So the Azzurri already playing catch up inside 3 minutes here in Belfield Bowl, and they get us back underway. The veteran Veronica Schiavon, her 79th cap and fly half, restarts, and the ball there for Oceani, who feeds Rosier. Crashing up the middle comes Catherine Benson. Peanut, they call her in the squad, as Chete Emba, right-footed kick over the 10-metre line.
Play on now.
Decent take, and had to be as well, from Michela Silari, and she brings play back over the halfway line. The Italians just, I'm sure, hoping to keep possession here and settle into this game. Alisa Guttiera. Ball there for Baratine, the captain at scrum half. Little offload was a good one. Kept in tight by Melissa Bettoni. Play hooker or prop, but she's starting at tight head today for the Italians. Ball there, front foot ball for Stefan to take. Nice hands, so they're going to get this all the way to the wing. Now chance to break down the right side. Bagatti, tackled by Thomas. Decent hit by the winger.
He's out.
Still there for the Italians. And Emba told to roll away and leave it. Pressure on though at the breakdown.
No hands.
Messy stuff, and the United States do just enough to get it away. Emba kicks it clear. The Italians not protecting the ball at the breakdown, and Furlan goes back to try and deal with this one.
White.
Carry on from her underneath the Kristen Thomas. Looks to find her scrum half, Oceani, and then Emba again has three outside her. She wants to straighten up. Chete Emba has two, running support like Taya Napper. Well,
not gone.
couldn't hold on to it. Maybe the pass should have gone sooner there.
I think it should have gone
No,
sooner.
come on, advantage.
You can see the way that Tapper, Thomas,
White ball.
I mean, it's phonetic stuff out there, but both sides are really giving it socks in the first 5 minutes here. It's an exciting start to the game.
Yeah, it's end-to-end stuff, isn't it, so far?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
see Chetemba
Yes, just remember
pinning
the
back the
first
ears.
one.
If the
Can
pass
you
had
push
gone
it
earlier,
forward
though, she had Naya
before the
Tapper,
ball?
who's an
And stay
All-American
straight,
track
okay?
runner outside her,
Thank you.
and she was clear.
Inside. Crouch. Point. Set. Hold.
First chance to look at the set piece then. We mentioned the weight of the American pack having that advantage, but that's a pretty solid scrum from the Italians as Barattin takes it over the halfway line. Pick and go from the loose head. Cucchiella, she's shoved backwards in the tackle. What a hit that was from Stacey Bridges, the 29-year-old lock. And look at that turnover ball for the USA to try and use. Thought about the offload. Hits the deck. Still there. Here's the captain, Faye. Uses her strength to power over that 10-metre line. Ball there for Ossiani, and they go the blind side. Kristen Thomas. Again, they can't seem to put her down at the first attempt. Good strength in the contact. She's not the biggest player on the pitch by any stretch. Catherine Zachary. Ossiani. Ball in behind to Rosier. Going to try and move this again. This is Bratton. Bratton delayed the pass and had to take the tackle. Again, it's quick recycle ball. Rosier. Better play. Jordan Gray. Using her power, the big number 8, still going forward. And then support from her fellow back row teammates. Taken in by Benson. Bringing play towards that Italian 22-metre line. If any gaps out wide, they do have the pace, as we said. Zachary, nice hands. Bratton again. Bratton delayed the pass to Thomas. Hand off from Thomas. She already has one. Trying to get her second. Zachary goes blindside. Heaverland, ball back into her hooker. Augustine, the 33-year-old, brought short. Rosier again. Faye. The power and the pace of the American attack is quite something at the moment. Tapper. No room for her to run, but still she comes forward. And again, difficult job for the Italians having to defend this ball on the outside. Chetemba, interception. Turnover ball, it's gone into touch, but the Italians living on their nerves at the moment, just about snuffing out the American attack.
All good?
Fantastic
Please,
play from the
both
USA here.
clear
Thomas,
inside
they're
before
finding it
the
very
ball,
hard to get
okay?
down with that very
Clear
strong leg
inside.
strength, and they're playing at a frenetic pace.
So Catherine Augustine to throw. Target was Kate Zachary, but that one wasn't straight.
Captain White.
And it's an unforced error from the line out for the United States to give possession back
Line out or
to
scrum.
the Italians. What can they do with it though? But the Americans so far, Rosie, look very good with that ball in hand, very comfortable with it.
Very comfortable, very much power and pace, and punching holes all
One
over
of these
Italy
shall
at the
I
moment when they're not taking them down first up tackling. Very exciting to watch them.
Crouch.
Yeah, that was the interception there.
Bind.
If that had gone to Emb on the outside, she was in. There was nobody left to defend. So it's a risk when you break the line like that and go for the intercept. You have to get your hand on the ball. That's what the Italians did though. Taken off the back there by Gaddino. Again, look at the ferocious hits from the United States. And the Italians just not able to deal with that at the moment.
Use it.
Alhambra Neves just telling the Italians to use it. Carried up the middle. Bettoni hits the deck. It's there for Barattin. Back to her fly half, and Schiavone puts boot to ball. Brings play towards the USA 20-yard. Chetemba surveying her options. She's going to run. Well, that's all she knows how to do. This one is run back and counter attack. And when you're so good at it, why not? Option almost every time. Tapper kicking clear. Here she goes, the track star. Tapper, will they catch her? Look at the pace from Naya Tapper. It has to go all on her own. No support there. Eventually it does arrive. Ball at the back. Surely the Italians were offside there. The referee says it was out. And Jordan Gray just about rescues it for the United States. Still there, Heaverland. Short pass. to Parsons. Ossiani. Washington this time, using her bulk and power to crash over the gain line. Ossiani once more. Rozier tries to go to her captain. Faye. Ossiani again. This is Augustine. Carried in by Bridges. USA recycling the ball and looking for any gaps in that Italian defence. Jordan Gray, 6 foot tall, Canadian-born number 8, very much entrenched in this USA squad though. Nice hands to Thomas. Thomas trying to go on the outside, delayed it. Lovely hands again to Parsons. Back inside. Zachary hits the ground. Faye again, 2 to bring her down, sucking in numbers. And the Italians just having to fan out. How long can they hold out here though? Bridges. Tackled by Cucciella. There for Ossiani. Trying to get through was the fly half Rozier. The Harlequins, smallest player on the pitch, and again the Italians get a boot to that, and now it's desperate scramble from Gray to get back there. The ball's gone into touch.
The interplay between the backs and forwards in USA, between Benson, Augustine, Tapper, Heverland, Bratton, it's amazing to see the level of skill these athletes have. And then you have Tapper, the track star, making inroads in that Italian,
please.
but Solari again has come to the rescue
thank you.
of here you see Tapper, and it's taking 2 to take her down here. Just a magnificent athlete, but nobody can keep up with her.
Italians win the line out, and 7-0. You wonder how USA haven't scored another one inside the opening 10 minutes. They've just been dominant so far. Can they settle things down? Schiavone tries to go wide this time. This is Furlan into the line. Nice hands to her winger, Magatti. Again, United States competing. Heverland in over that ball. Kristen Thomas lending her weight, and Heverland steals possession. Throws the pass away though, and then dumped into touch. Heverland back on her feet, and I tell you, the athleticism of the US number 13. She has been everywhere so far.
Thank you.
At the breakdown, defensively, offensively, nothing she can't do. Watch this for a hit.
Magatti put back on the floor. Italy continue to play, but Heverland is up, and what a hit.
More now.
USA set them all from the line out. Ossiani trying to dig one out, backs her line pretty deep out there. If they can get quick ball to the wing, we know what Tapper can do. Crash up the middle though. Sarah Parsons takes 2 to bring it down, and the offload to Jordan Gray. Bratton, the pass, one too many, went backwards. USA just need to settle it down when they do have possession. Still there, Bratton once more. Faye, numbers outside her. Captain opting to go on her own. Bridges into support, sets it up. And then Augustine, the hooker trying to get to ground. Italy at the moment just not able to live with this pace. Washington trying to go through the tackle. One leg just about keeper, and then gets the offload to Cheta Emba. Ripped free though. The Italians, good body position to get low, and then the knock on.
Advantage, knock on.
Well, it's a mile a minute stuff, isn't it, from both teams so far. Ossiani, Faye. Decent bridge just to protect the ball. Bridges.
Advantage is over.
Advantage now over, says the referee. The Italians playing the ball on the ground, and they've slowed it up, which is exactly what they're trying to do because they can't live with this pace. Zachary now carries towards the 22-metre line. Options already on this right-hand side. Rozier, Heverland, Emba, 2 out wide. One is the blind side, Parsons. Ball back into Tapper, went forward, and then the penalty.
Knock on, you are offside. 6.
Offside after the knock on.
Leave it, please leave it. Play on.
Quick tap and go from Furlan. Furlan trying to go through all the offloads.
Knock on.
Well, you can see what she was trying to do, and the USA to launch a counter-attack. This is Zachary again. Catherine Zachary looking for the offload on the outside. Thomas, will this sit up for her?
Backwards.
It went backwards, so that's okay. Barely time to draw breath between these two teams. Washington bursts down the blind side, needs a bit of help. Presents the ball well. And then Sylvia Bratton with the pass to Augustine. Rozier, crossfield kick. Nobody really chasing this one. Where's it going to bounce? Across comes Furlan. Has a bit of room here. She likes to counter-attack the Italian full-back, and off she goes. The pass. Oh, it was a good one as well. Support from a winger. Silari still going. Tackled by Heveland. Referee had a good look at that one. Decides the tackle was okay. Well, if they keep this pace up, gaps are going to eventually open up, because 15 minutes played and the ball's barely been out of play. Chukiela loses it in contact. Bridges, two outsider. Needs to straighten up here and try and give the pass. Bit of support from her hooker. Ossiani goes to the blind side. Kristen Thomas one-on-one. She'll fancy this. Trying to go through the tackle. And across comes Giofi to lend her support and put the USA winger down. Still USA. Zachary carries it into contact. Rozier. Ball in behind from Heverland. Now Tapper, off she goes. Naya Tapper, the flyer. Gets away from the first but not the second. Doesn't hang on to the ball. An advantage to the Italians. I tell you, they are out on their feet, Rosie Foley. This is quite a game we've had after 15 minutes.
The pace that they're playing at, it's hard to see them sustain it for 18 minutes. It'll be interesting to see as the match goes on where the holes open up. But USA are playing a fantastic, open, loose game. Backs and forwards interchanging. Emba, Tapper, with Washington, Parson, Bridges, all interchanging. Their skill level is unbelievable, but you have to hand it to Italy. Italy are dogged in their defence. They will keep working hard, and Furlan, Silari are fantastic on the counter-attack, and they're really keeping Italy in it.
Well, the tackle from Heveland there, referee said no problem with it, with seatbelt in over the shoulder, and then pulled her to the ground as Naya Tapper takes a breather. And Gucciella just takes a bit of attention. 63rd cap for the Italian loose head. Plays her rugby with Belvanero. And looks like she just got a bit of a knock on the hand here, but
time back on.
Tapper, if they get space in for her, and Kristen Thomas on the other wing. Let's have a look at this try again. Kristen Thomas, brilliant finish, Rosie.
Unbelievable finish. I mean, she backs herself the whole way, taking one tackle, two tackles, her leg power and strength, and she knows where the posts are and dots it down. USA are playing a very loose game. It's fantastic to see their lines of running, their support play, they're interchanging between backs and forwards. Amazing.
Set. Hold.
So another look at the scrum. Last time the Italians locked it out, no problem. USA trying to put up pressure. We said they were heavier, but the Italian technique is doing the job at the moment on their own feet as Naya Tapper goes back, leaves this for her fullback, and Emba, no real problem in front of her. It's a long way for Tapper to go here. She fancies a bit of a run into contact, tackled by Melissa Bettoni, and they're trying to hold her up here. They've done a good job. She has to hit the ground, Tapper, or she'll lose possession. It's really good work by the Italians. Taken in, not used, and there's the experience of the Italian front row.
Bettoni, fantastic, did a fantastic job holding her up there.
Small turnover.
As she came in, ball in two hands, tackle low, and then Bettoni holding her up and getting her forwards in to help her, and of course holding on to
ladies, we have 30 seconds.
winning possession back there for Italy.
Okay, thank you. Any push before the ball. Crouch. Point. Set.
So a rare entry for the Italians inside the USA half, when it hasn't been as a result of a counter-attack. Let's see what they can manage here. Silvia Gaudino leaves it for scrum half, and Baratini, the captain, gets the ball on the outside. It's going to pop up nicely for Thomas. Tries to kick the legs. She's still on her feet. Gets the pass away to Rozier, who takes a thumping tackle for her efforts and did well to hang on to that ball, truth be told. Again, pressure for the Italians is illegal.
Offside.
In off the wrong side. Right call by the
Stand back,
referee,
clear,
and a
please.
penalty for the USA.
Offside. Thanks.
Very disappointing here from the Italians. They should keep it simple. It's one of the first times they've been inside the 10-metre line in the USA, and just keeping it simple should be the way they should play that.
Well, getting every inch out of that one. Cheta Emba finds touch well inside the Italian 22.
Okay, one step back. Clear.
Well,
No, it's
let's
fine.
have a look at it
It's
again
fine.
here.
No,
You
no.
can see the ball was not out. Illegal entry around the side, and really Sarah Ballartine with her 72nd cap should know better as USA set them all from this line out. Let's see what the pack have got up their sleeve here.
Once. It's
The
out.
break from Faye all the way towards the 5-metre line. Good stuff by the US pack, taken up this time by Peanut Benson. Benson using her power. Ball at the deck. They're going to go wide this time. Rosier, where's that going to bounce? It's gone backwards. And Chet Emba, all she can do is dive on the ball and try and reset. Kristen Thomas picks it up quickly. Thomas still going and did well to recover. Oceani, little pop pass on the outside is to Tapper. She's got strength as well as pace, the winger, trying to hang on to the ball. Still there for USA, desperately searching for their second try. Can they make the pressure pay as Benson crashes once more? Still there for the scrum half. They've got an overlap here. Surely Rosier for the line. USA have the second try. It's gone to their fly half, and the smallest player in the pitch at 5'3" gets the second try of the game.
Super try there by Kimber Rosier. It came from lots of pressure between from USA. Fantastic Rosier here into the Benson, rocking over. Quite simple ball. Rosier again spots the gap and puts it down. Nice simple rugby. And really what USA deserve at this stage of the game. They've really brought the play onto Italy, and they deserve 12-0 at the moment.
Well, United States of America have played just 10 games since the last World Cup in 2014, winning once versus Canada in 2015 and losing 9. So it hasn't been a story to marvel at in terms of their performances so far, but Peter Steinbach has used a lot of players to try and strengthen the squad, and he made no apologies for that in the intervening period. The result is what we're seeing on the pitch right now, and this USA team look like they've been playing with each other for all time as that one comes off the post. So Rosier fails to convert her own try, and we stay at 12 points to 0, but really USA could be further ahead here.
Well, they could easily be further ahead, except for the doggedness of Italy getting in their tackles and that. But USA are playing with such fluidity, you'd swear that they were together for a very, very long time.
Winners of the inaugural World Cup, of course, back in 1991, came second in 94 and have been mid-table since then. But in terms of paving the way for women's rugby at international level, USA set the standard throughout the 80s and 90s when they were called the Wyverns. Now the rest of the world has caught up, and we have the international game that we see today. What an offload that was, brilliant stuff, and off she goes Washington. Look at her stretching the legs. Washington in full flight, back on her feet. She wasn't held. A referee, was she? Says she was. The tackle was complete, and a referee on the spot to make the call. Penalty Italy, but what a break that was from Alicia Washington.
The power and the pace that Washington has is a sight to behold, and it takes one tackle, and Neves, the referee, was quite right on that occasion.
Well, Washington looked like a winger in full flight there. I mean, she is a big unit, standing at 5'11", but she can move, Rosie.
She can seriously move. I mean, what athletes the USA have turned out to be. Like, they're playing such a fantastic loose game at such pace and power. They're really putting Italy to the sword, and only 23 minutes maybe gone on the clock. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep this pace up for the rest of the game.
The Italians at the moment look a little bit shell-shocked by what's happened, and
Time is off.
it's going to be a substitution for the Italians,
We are good
and
now?
Lucia Guy
Yes.
has come in.
Time back on.
So just a HIA assessment on Melissa Bettoni. Cucciella takes it off the top. Better from the Italians. Barattin gets one out and then breaking through the middle. Lovely one in the centre by Sofia Stefan. Trying to go on the outside. Cheta Emba says not today and puts her down. Back with Furlan, the full back. Little jink from her. Trying to use her power to get over that gain line. Does so and presents good ball, an attacking ball for the Italians to try and use on that blind side. Tackle goes in. Italy keep the ball. Oceania with the hit. And still there for Barattin, the captain, lost it. And in fact it went forward off a USA arm. So it'll be a scrum to the Italians in a pretty promising position as well.
Very promising from Italy.
No advantage.
Here when they can get that ball in hand and you have Stefan in the centre there. She can run with pace and power. Again, she's bringing it right up the centre there and running at an angle. Furlan, full back, can also help out here.
Good shove in the front row by the US, but the referee says it was illegal.
Move forward first.
And a penalty to the Italians.
Right forward, okay?
They're going to go up the corner here and try and set a line out. With almost 25 minutes played. 2 tries for the Italians so far. 1 for Kristen Thomas, 1 for their fly half, Kimber Rosier. And this is an opportunity the Italian supporters must feel that they can try and work something here and take advantage of this position, Rosie.
It'll be they should do well here at the line out, and they have to take advantage of it. They have had such little time in the USA half that it's important.
Well, first job is done. They've won their own throw. Ball at the back, and here comes the shove. Trevisan stopped temporarily. Referees called maul, and USA having to defend this. Now this is where the technical expertise of the Italians might come in handy. Back with Trevisan again, pushing her way towards that line. Desperate defending from the USA. Cucciella joins her, tries to rip the ball free. A counter shove by the United States of America, but the Italians still have it. They should be down. Try given. All that hard work pays off for the Italians, and a smile on the faces of their supporters and for Andrea Di Giandomenico, because they needed that score and they needed it badly.
Great try by Italy. This is their bread and butter. Going for that line out, they had to secure, and Locatelli here did a fantastic job in securing that line out. This is where the technique of playing 15s rugby comes into play, and you can see that Trevisan has the ball there, and again they go for that line and over they go. Fantastic play, fantastic technique, and well deserved there. Camarero coming away with the try.
Lucia Camarano with the try on her 17th cap, the Rugby Monza hooker. And well, the Italians flexing their muscle here with the conversion to come. This one to close the gap to 5. A decent strike looks from here, and the flags go up. So a 5-point game we have with 26 minutes gone, and that will do their confidence a world of good.
Fantastic to see Italy go back down the pitch there and do what they do well. From that line out, catch, drive, and continue go through the heart of the USA. This is where the USA are showing a little bit of weakness in technique and not playing enough 15s games. As we know, Italy are part of the Six Nations and play England, France, Ireland on a regular basis.
And the amazing thing is that Italy don't play games outside of the Six Nations window, so they play 5 games a year essentially, and have no November internationals or friendly test games during the summer. So perhaps the Italian Rugby Federation might look at that as the years go on if they want to continue the development of women's international rugby. Here is a try scorer, Camarano.
Time off, please.
Looks like an injury.
Yeah.
And a pretty bad one as well. Referee very quick to blow the whistle there, and teammates full of concern, so we'll just take a pause, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, but nothing like Bit of an injury to hold the momentum and quieten the crowd on that far side. Ireland next up, of course, and a lot of supporters getting here early with a sold-out Belfield Bowl for the last game on match day 1. So stretchers being called for here. Concerned faces in the crowd, as you would expect. Well, the Italian record since 2014, they've played 16, won 6 and lost 10. They've one of the lightest squads in the tournament, outside of the Asian teams and from Spain. Looks like a leg injury, but we'll wait for confirmation, and the stretcher making its way out. I suppose time for both sides to get a breather here, because this has been a frantic game, and we just wondered would the pace of it be able to continue with the fitness levels. They get a well-earned break at this stage. They
do, natural break in play there. We were having difficulty trying to keep up with play ourselves. It's a fantastic spectacle to see the athletes at the peak of their game for this World Cup, to see USA really running at them, playing a loose game. Italy using their power, their pace, and you can see the very first try here, like the fantastic athleticism for
Kristen Thomas
yeah. to dot that ball down over.
Yeah, she held her ground really when there was 2 or 3 trying to bring her down. It was Rozier's try.
And then you have the Italian try from line out here. Great take by Locatelli and dotted down by Camarero, going straight through the heart of the USA forwards there. So if Italy have learned anything in the last 5 minutes, it's maybe to take the ball up the middle and go at the heart of the USA and see if it will bring any rewards for them.
Vieni Fla, Marta.
So substitutes warming up on the outside. Obviously every precaution taken when a player gets a serious injury like this, and just wait for confirmation that it is going to be Marta Ferrari is going to come in to win her 19th cap, but obviously there's no point rushing these things. In terms of the United States, though, what are they thinking here? Because, you know, they did dominate the first 15 minutes or so, Rosie, and maybe they just forced that extra pass too many times. There was a couple of intercepts that really shouldn't have happened.
I think so. I think sometimes they're taking the ball into contact, the USA, showing their lack of experience in the 15s game, and not giving the pass when they should. Really, after the first 10-15 minutes, I thought that the USA should have had maybe 2 more tries on the scoreboard, but again, their lack of experience in the 15s game and their concentration on the 7s. You can see that the skills are there, their awareness of pace, the power that they have, the athleticism they have. Italy scrambling to stay with them for the first 15 minutes, but they're still within reach. Italy are still within reach, and maybe, as I've said, if they actually go at the heart of the USA, keep that ball maybe in the forwards and in the tight 5, the 8, and take it to them. It'll be interesting to see if that's what the tactic that they start to use, and to see if it'll bring any just rewards.
Yeah, they started like a train, didn't they? Look at this defensive hit here. I mean, Stacey Bridges getting the technique absolutely spot on right there. Low body position, and then look at that. I mean, Sarah Baratin is one of the most experienced players in the game, her 72nd cap, but she was stuffed in the tackle. And then Nicole Heverland, 7-star, well able to fin at 15s, getting the technique absolutely spot on there again as well. Well, you see one team with almost 70% possession after almost half an hour. You expect them to be further ahead on the scoreboard, and that's maybe the one question mark you might have over the USA at the moment.
You would. They're finishing. I know that they have the pace out wide. They lack the finishing prowess that you would expect to be nailing in tournaments like this. But the problem for everybody else in this tournament is, if this is a glimpse of the USA that have turned up here today with that power and pace, if they grow into a tournament, they could be a headache for a lot of teams. And likewise, Italy, if they keep with the USA, keep it in the tight 5, keep nice and tight, keep their passes within reach. They can stay within reach of the USA. And if Italy score in the next couple of minutes before half time, they're still in it, and anything can happen then.
So confirmation that Melissa Bettoni passed the HIA assessment, so she comes back on. Lucia Guy will go back to the replacements bench. And for both teams as well, it's important to stay warm here, because after playing for almost half an hour and then stopping for the guts of 5 minutes or so, that's when injuries can happen when you restart play.
Very important. You can see that the USA are keeping themselves nice and warm, and now Italy have followed suit to keep the muscles going. If you get cold for a couple of minutes, which it can take a player off, they're such highly tuned athletes. They're at the peak of their performance, their athleticism here. It would be important. You'd love to see this game continue at the pace that it has been. It'll be interesting to see how the next 10 minutes pan out just before half time, because if Italy score, they're well within in it to win it.
Well, earlier today in the same pool, England put 56 points past the Spanish, 56-5, and a very impressive performance by the defending champions. Crowd just showing their appreciation, and obviously time not a factor when a player's health and safety is on the line here, but medical staff look like they're happy to take her off the pitch. So I suppose that Lucia Camerano, I mean, from the high of scoring that try, and now knowing that indeed her match is over, and obviously question marks about her ability to continue for the rest of the tournament, Marta Ferrari comes in to win her 19th cap from Stade Rennais.
Okay. It's hard for a player when the pinnacle of your career is a World Cup and you get injured. But, you know, this is rugby, this is what happens. You know, it's a physical game, and hopefully she'll be okay.
Crouch!
So let's see who reacts better to that little break in play. Obviously the Italians don't want to see their teammate go off, but substitute on the pitch. The feed from Barattin. Scrum has been solid so far from the Azzurri, and taken off the back by Godino. Tries to slip the pass, and Sofia Stefan is put on her back. Clearing kick. Will it sit up nicely for Emba? Well, she took that low, but took it pretty well. Chet Emba wants a chaser here. And Naya Tappers after this one. Back goes Barattin. Looks to try and find the safety of touch, and she's going to give possession away. Line out USA in a pretty decent position.
Not quick.
Very decent position.
Remember, not move forward.
Let's hope that they can regain possession this time.
Target is Bridges. Ball off the top to use. Oceani trying to crash up the middle there. Sarah Parsons did a good job of making it to the 22-metre line. Back with her scrum half. Rosier once more. Tries to go to Heaverland. Little Heaverland to Kristen Thomas, and then he tries to keep it in play. Did it go forward? Referee says yes. The right call. Knock-on advantage being played to the Italians inside their own 22.
Use it.
Box kick
Advantage over
by Barattin, and advantage is now over. Taken well by Thomas as Chet Emba inside her, and then Naya Tapper with a bit of room on the outside. Now she might set off on a solo run here. Tapper, that tackle wasn't high, referee happy to let it go, and then Tapper using her strength and her pace to burst through. The offload to Augustine. 5 metres short, has to hit the ground. Options both sides for the scrum half. More lining up on the right. Rosier to Heaverland. Crash up the middle, and the tackle goes in. Had to be a good one. Was the ball out? Referee happy to let play continue, and the Italians have stolen it. Washington with a counter ruck, and again hands on the ball. Barattin gets it up as far as the 10-metre line. Cheta Emba, not much room in front of her. Crossfield kick. Well, what was that? After this one, Sarah Parsons and Furlan away to the danger. You don't find that in the Rugby Union handbook, I can tell you. And not in any coaching playbook either. Penalty against.
Offside, no advantage.
There's Naya Tapper. This was the break, Rosie.
Here, please.
a fantastic break. You can see with the sevens now just underneath the shoulder. Referee was right to leave play going on, but the power of Tapper here back inside to her fellow back row Parsons there, and the interchanging has been brilliant.
Well, slapped back in, but it wasn't
Perfect.
kept in play
All
by
good.
Cheta Emba.
Thank you, good call.
Well, she can kick, but this probably wouldn't be in her top three, especially with nobody on the wing.
Nobody there, nobody calling. Like, she was very lucky that Furlan didn't take that right back at them there.
Cheta Emba, another sevens player, 24 years of age. That one didn't look straight, it went forward as well, taken by Zachary. Ball for United States, Rosier to use. Parsons once more asked to carry and make those hard grafting yards up the middle. She does it so well. Rosier, the try scorer. It seems like a long time ago now. And they go the blind side. Cheta Emba trying to use her pace and her power to accelerate off the mark. Oceani. Nice offload. That one forward from the hand of Bridges.
No advantage, no come first.
Scrum to the Italians.
Blue. No advantage, no gone.
The USA, if they kept it very, very simple, taking that ball into contact and popping it, they'd probably be better off and have more scores on the board.
Crouch! Bind! Up. You need to be ear to ear, not head to head. Is clear? Thank you. Yeah. Good binding, please. Thank you. Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
Awkward one for Gattino to deal with at the back, but again, little offload to her centre. Sophia Stefan holds her feet and then trying to recycle. Baratin to dig one out. Look at the speed at which the United States get off that line though to make the tackle. Parsons got there first this time. Rosier. The counter up, the ball was out, and then USA brave to dive on the ball. Little kick over the top, nobody on the same wavelength though. It's still an awkward one to deal with, and back there goes Magatti. Magatti to Furlan, she's got nobody in front of her but a wall of navy blue jerseys. Did well to recycle there.
Use it, White!
Back in the pocket to try and kick it clear. We'll find touch still inside the 22, and it will be a line out to the USA.
Just watching the kick over here, there was nobody there, but Magatti did very, very well here to deal with this.
Zachary picks up the line out, just gone loose there, and across the field she goes. Catherine Zachary there for scrum half. Bridges again drops the shoulder. Good tackle this time for Batoni. Faye tries the offload, a good offload as well, and on her shoulder was Parsons. Still there for USA, then they lose it forward. It's unforced errors that are killing the United States at the moment. They should be out of sight in this first half,
Use it!
but it's just too frantic when they put themselves in these kind of positions. Back goes Kristen Thomas. Did that go forward? It did indeed. Unforced errors really killing them.
Totally killing them. They're trying to do too much with the ball in hand. They just need to slow it down and keep it very, very simple.
Yeah.
Stuck her eye off the ball for
you.
a split second here, which is very disappointing, because if she gets up and running, Thomas, we know what she's capable of doing.
Crouch! Up, please. Yeah, thank you. Good binding. Yeah, thank you. Crouch! Bind!
Last scrum, the United States were penalised for
Set! Hold!
wheeling the scrum around, slipping the bind as well. The Italians, they'll get some change out of this. They've made about a quarter of a metre, I'd say, just nudging themselves forward. Ball in behind. Off the wing was Maria Magazzi, but no room to run through the USA centre.
Stay.
Baratin with the pass. Again, tackle technique from the United States is spot on. Washington rolling away just in time. Baratin once more to go left this time. Schiavone with the pass on the outside. Little chip and chase, this time meant for Silati, and it's come off a hand and it's gone into touch.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's impressive from Italy here. From a fantastic scrum, they gained metres on. For such a light team, their technique is excellent.
Okay.
So, Ferrari with the throw. Awkward one again for Baratin. It went backwards as the referee, but it's a mistake from the Italians. Whatever move had been called on the back line, they'll have to go to plan B here. Pass in behind from Melissa Giordano. Tackle from Rosie. I tell you, for a small player, she is not shy about the defensive part of the game. Cucciella. Heverlin puts in the tackle. No room whatever. They've been forced back 10 metres from that line out already, the Italians. USA defence reading and doing a good job. Furlan hit hard by Kristen Thomas. 3 minutes to play at the end of the first half. 5 points separating them. But truth be told, the United States have dominated as another thumping tackle goes in. Jordan Gray and Sarah Parsons combining. Chip over the top. Chet Emba is going to let this one bounce. It sits up nicely for look of the bounce there for the full back and trying to go through the pass to Topper. Again, it's forcing the extra pass. They didn't need to go there. And the United States are their own worst enemies at the moment. Italians get the scrum.
They're forcing all the errors here. That was a great hit there in the middle of the park here. As you see, like the USA defence is straight up here. It's fantastic, and here you have Parsons and Gray.
Good binding. We have 30
textbook
seconds.
tackles here, and unfortunately, as the USA run back, should have taken that ball to Emba. Should have taken that ball to ground instead of trying to pass it off the ground.
Inside, please. Crouch.
Inside the last 2 minutes then. And
Set. Hold.
Baratin is going to feed another Italian scrum. Locked out well by the US this time. No change whatsoever. Ball at the back from Gaudino. Back to her scrum half. Wrapped up in the tackle by Kate Zachary. As play almost at the halfway line. Baratin with the feed. Another tackle goes in. And again, USA getting off the line so quickly. They're just snuffing out. And look at the pressure. Could sit kindly for Thomas. But Furlan got there first. And it's gone forward. Now chance to counter here.
Backwards by blue.
Baratin. Bridges. And that's gone
Advantage,
forward.
knock on blue.
And then knock on. It's another mistake. Not sure how happy Pete Steinberg is going to be with this first half. USA, as we said, have dominated in possession, 60% versus 40. They've had all the chances really. One trip inside the US 22 from the Italians resulted in a try.
They will be disappointed. USA, as we've said, are their own worst enemy, really. Not doing the simple things right, and taking that ball into contact when they should.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So last chance for the Italians at the end of the first half. It has been an action-packed first half. They've had everything. 2 tries to 1 though. USA lead by 5. What can the Italians produce from this one? Got to win the line out. Slap back well by Flavia Severin on her 50th cap. The Treviso lock forward. Kick and chase. This one's going to be far too much on it. Check to Emba. Decent hands to pick it off the ground. Emba launches one all the way down the throat of Manuela Furlan. Little dummy and show, lovely piece of skill, and the pass away. Really nice stuff by the fullback. Rozier puts the hit in, tackle from Thomas to close the gap. We've gone 40.
Play advantage.
And apparently the tackle was high according to the referee, so advantage to the Italians. This won't be the last play.
Still advantage, high tackle.
Penalty advantage coming. Picked up there by Schiavone, who had to go in at scrum half. Go back for the penalty.
High tackle.
High tackle according to Alejandra Nieves.
High tackle.
It's out of range for a shot at goal here, so Sarah Baratini is asking can they go in to the corner or at least go up the touchline. Referee says yes, so that's exactly what they're going to do. Finds touch, it's going to be just outside the US 22, and the put in to the Italians.
Yes, white ball. Oh, thank you. Here, sorry.
This would blow the game right open if the Italians were to score here, Rosie.
It certainly would. They're still within touching distance here. A good line out here, maul, and anything can happen.
Bettoni to throw. Go to the back, could be ball off the top to work with. Here it is. Schiavone waiting for it, but the pass went to Baratini. It went forward, advantage now to US. Will they fancy a counter attack, or will they say, you know what, let's get to the change room and get the half-time whistle? That one off the outside of the boot, but it's okay, it's found touch, and there is the half-time whistle. So end-to-end stuff, breathtaking stuff at times, and certainly USA should feel that they might be further ahead, but the Italians are gritty, tough opposition, and they just would not go away. They got one chance of note inside the US 22, and they managed to score from it, from Camerano, who had to go off them with injury. But it's the USA who lead this one. They're 2 tries to 1, and by 12 points to 7 at the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next
And you're very welcome back to the UCD Bowl as the second half just about to get underway between the United States of America and Italy. The tail of the tape from the first 40 is the United States with 2 tries, one of them converted against the Italians, who scored through Camerano, who then subsequently went off with injury, and they trailed by 5 points going into the second half. Maybe the Italians, though, on the balance of play, will be happy to be just 5 points down, because in truth Pete Steinberg's side have dominated this game in possession, in territory and in opportunity.
Yes, Marie.
Unforced errors and passes that probably should have gone to hand that didn't, costing them on the scoreboard. Will they regret it come the 80th minute? We'll find out as the second half about to get underway. The Italians playing in white strips with blue shorts, the Americans in all navy. Alejandro Nieves from Spain is a referee. And the second half ready to go here at the UCD Bowl as the World Cup continues in Dublin in Ireland. And it is the Italians who get us back underway. First touch for the number 8, Jordan Gray. Canadian born, as I mentioned, in the first half, from Calgary. Moved to USA when she was 12 and has been a real feature of this 15-a-side team over the last couple of years. First touch for the second half of Kristen Thomas. She scored early in the first half.
Right.
And brings play to the 10-metre line. Faye, who's been a real ball carrier. A bit of a wrecking machine for the United States in that first half. And a chance for Parsons now to use her pace on the pass again. That was the story of the first half. The passes that don't need to go are going, and the United States are knocking the ball on too many times, Rosie Foley.
They're just forcing the pass.
Knock on blue,
as we see here. Fantastic pace and power. Ball in one hand, and then instead of going to ground and maybe popping it up, then just
time off, please.
Forcing the pass. And it's these unforced errors that are really costing the USA. And we know how Italy are, and we know how dogged Italy have been. And you know, you don't have to go back too far to see Italy dug out a win there about 3 years ago against France, 13-12. With Ireland this year, they were 3-3 at half time. So I mean, this Italian team are very dogged and ferocious, and they will keep going after Italy, after the USA.
11 handling errors so far for the United States of America versus just 5 for the Italians. Well, that'll tell you everything you need to know. I'm looking at that bench though. Olive Kelcher, loads of experience in the 7th circuit. Jessica Javelet, a flyer as well, who would earn her first cap as she came in. They do have options on the bench for Rich Walker and Pete Steinberg if they want to make those changes. As Gray is wrapped up in the tackle and then the Italians in, they have to leave him when they go off their feet. But they've slowed it down just enough to realign defensively. Taken in again by the captain, Tiffany Faye. Rosier to Bratton. Back to her scrum half. This is Heverland. Cheta Emba trying to go through the tackle. Hanging on for dear life was Veronica Skiavon. The out half did the job there, taken up by Benson. Catherine Benson trying to present the ball, and they're going to go left and wide. They do have numbers here if they can get this out to the wing. This is Heverland. Chance here for Washington. We know she has pace, but she gives it to someone who's even quicker, Kristen Thomas. Taking the tackle. Hits the ground and recycles now. It's all about patience for the United States, and it's all about first time tackles for the Italians. Any holes and they will be punished. That one was dropped. It's another knock on.
No. Knock on. Okay. Knock on by blue. White ball.
Very disappointing there from the USA.
Binding, please.
Just keeping it simple. Have patience, keep that ball in hand, please. And the scores will come.
Crouch! Fine!
Sarah Berrettine, the captain for the United States, 72nd cap.
No, it's fine, it's
Referee
fine.
just saying she wants to reset.
Yeah.
Not a free kick.
If you are not okay, put the hand up, okay? Thank you.
It's clear instructions there. If there is a problem, let me know and I'll be able to do something about it. Although, you wouldn't fancy being a hooker trying to put your hand up in a scrum, would you? How would that work, Rosie?
I'm not quite sure how that works.
Point! Set! Hold!
Baratin again with the feed. Better strike this time from the substitute, Ferrari. Ball at the back with the scrum half. Baratin opts to go on the blind side. Oh, lovely hands again from Furlan, but
knock-on advantage.
Knock-on advantage against the United States once more.
No advantage. Knock-on in the tackle. It's knock-on blue in the tackle. No, it's fine. Knock-on in the tackle.
Great scrum again from Italy. Baratin is fantastic at sniping from there. Parsons did very, very well here. She was very unlucky there to knock that ball on.
She's been brilliant, hasn't he, Parsons? She's been everywhere today, taking ball up, defensive hits as well. The number 6 for the United States, but just a bit too eager on that occasion, and the ball went forward.
I think the story of the game, a bit too eager.
A bit too eager, absolutely. I think Pete Steinberg would have recognised that at half-time. Nothing has changed so far, though. Another good scrum from the Italians, and there for Baratin. Schiavon delayed the pass and then the offload off the wing. Solari, effective as Nagati, took that into contact. Tackle from Bratton. Wrestle for that ball.
White ball.
Italians come away with it.
Unplayable. White is moving forward. It's white ball. Scrum, white.
I think Italy were lucky there to hold on to that ball.
They have to release the ball there, right?
Bighetti did very, very well here.
Yeah, thank you.
USA are second heaviest squad at the World Cup behind New Zealand and the tallest in the tournament. Size and bulk not an issue, but technique in the scrum so far the Italians have the upper hand.
Set, hold.
First World Cup appearance for the Italians since 2002, a gap of 15 years, and back in 2002 they finished 12th of 16 as they did in 98, and the ball kicked through now. Oceania wake to the danger. It's a foot race. It's scrum half against scrum half, and I don't think Baratin took that at the first attempt. She more fell onto the ball.
Use it.
Zachary there in an offside position. Another penalty against
quiet,
USA.
please.
Discipline
It's
and
fine.
handling mistakes killing them at the moment.
On the side. Stay quiet, please. Okay, Captain? Yeah,
Italy are living very dangerously here. That ball was kicked out. The foot race here. Baratin went down on that and missed it first time. Italy were lucky to come away with that.
Safe touch found. Italian line out.
Yes, yeah.
Veronica Schiavon. She played in the 2002 World Cup, playing with Yokohama in Japan at the moment. Her 79th cap, the Italian fly half. A lot of experience there. That's what you wanted, your number 10.
That's what you need at your number 10 when you're within a score of the USA.
You know, versus what the Australians have done, which is pick a debutant later on tonight against Ireland to start her first game at fly half. It's a big gamble, but clearly she's a talented out half. Again, the pass doesn't go to hand. Kristen Thomas picks it off the ground. Struggling to get back on her feet. Let's go, and that's okay. Should be allowed to continue Furlan contesting, and then the Italians coming in. It looked like from an offside position, but the referee says play on. And then a counter ruck from USA, and they've managed to get the ball back. Taken in by Augustine. Bit of support from Faye. Lining up this one is Bridges. She's isolated a little bit, did well to hold her feet past the first tackle attempt. And options now on the left and right hand side. Washington having a real arm wrestle with that ball. Now told to leave it. The Italians slowing it down and being allowed to slow it down. Bratton to Jordan Gray. Gray using the powerful handoff. Gray still going. Keeps that ball alive. No, she didn't dive with the ball. And look at it, hands possession back to the Italians. It's another pass that's gone astray that shouldn't have been given.
What is there?
And I'm sure I can see Steinberg looks a frustrated figure. You put yourselves in those attacking positions, Rosie, and you keep giving passes away that aren't necessary. That's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what's going to happen. I can't understand why the USA, their ball handling skills are excellent, as you can see here. Gray so strong as she's going forward with that ball, and yet she should have taken that down, ruck over and go again.
Absolutely.
Play on, please.
They forced them to come away with possession again. Augustine throws, Bridges the target, ball off the top to Hughes, and taken up this time by Benson. Benson on the charge. Rozier, flat pass to Parsons again. It's a lovely line. Thought about giving the pass away, just as well she didn't, because she was held by 2 players. This is Heverland, 2 outsider. Here's Tapper with a handoff. Couldn't get away from the tackle.
First, turnover is good.
And then has lost possession. Cucchiella. This one won't find touch. Naya Tapper is back there.
Against.
Tapper still going forward. Runs straight over the top.
I can hear you.
Ball there for the United States. Rozier. Washington supports.
Time off. Time off.
Go back.
Time off.
I think the assistant referee is calling for a late hit here.
Flag there.
I think he's going to call for a late tackle here on the Italian player that kicked the ball away. We'll just go back and let's have a listen to what the referee and the assistant have to say.
Give us space. Thank you. Okay. So, yes, you say 4 blue?
Late. 4 blue is late.
Late.
And tackle with shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
So, 4 blue.
4 blue.
Late tackle.
Late tackle
with shoulder only. Okay. So your recommendation in that situation?
My recommendation is penalty kick, but maybe I have to speak with her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Clear warning.
Yes.
Because charge without.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So Marie Lamat from France there, just saying
blue.
that a late shoulder charge from Stacey Bridges. Let's listen.
So it's a clear late charge, only with the shoulder.
No arm.
Yeah, no arm. So be really careful here. So yeah. No. It's a late clear charge. Okay. So it's foul play. Okay. Be careful. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Still from the first half, their tackle is getting up in between.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So Tiffany Faye talking to Alejandra Nieves there, and just.
So where is the mark here, Marie?
Getting confirmation. It's just a penalty. This was the instant, Rosie. What did you think?
The ball was kicking there, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it looked like she was kind of committed, wasn't she?
She was, but it's hard in those
here,
instances.
Please, here, yeah. Okay.
Just a penalty.
When the ball was
She did go in with
the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a penalty and nothing more.
Sorry.
A fair call.
4 blue. Yeah. Okay. Play on. All good. Yeah. Late charge.
Penalty Italy. 10 minutes played in the second half, no score so far. Again, we pick up where we left off. USA dominating. As Schiavon finds touch.
Merci, Marie.
Tony to throw. Short line now called by the Italians. So this time the Bridges gets up to win it. It went backwards. And referee says play on. Looking for support there. Oceani just trying to dig one out. Rozier calling for it. Plenty of numbers in that back line, but here comes big Jordan Gray on the charge. Rozier once more. Missed pass to Heverland. Nice hands. Cheta Emba is one outsider. Emba getting the hands free. Thought about the pass. This time it doesn't go. And Bridges again charging through. America trying to recycle and keep possession. Rozier, little decoy runner in there. Tapper has found herself in the midfield. Tackle goes in on her from Severin on her 50th cap. And decent hands from Gustatis. Substitute for America just on the pitch. Rozier to Zachary. Zachary almost at the 22.
Use it.
Oceani. Crash up by Catherine Benson.
Leave it wide.
Still there, Heverland. This is Kelter. I'll tell you, she's a serious player in the 7th Circus. Alan Kelter for the United States of America. Just short. What an impact substitution, almost at the line. Can they get over from here? Kelter, Heverland, the hands to Kristen Thomas for her second. United States of America go in for their third try. It's going to go to Kristen Thomas, but Olive Kelter creating it with the break.
Are you okay?
And Thomas took a hit as she went down to score. What a try that was.
Much better from the USA that time. They were going through the phases much better that time, taking the ball in and rocking over and recycling it. And then fantastic skills in the hands. You can see that the sevens players really coming to the fore. Fantastic skill. Look at this. Great balance off both feet. She nearly got there, just on the pitch. And then out you go to Thomas for her second try, and she took a bit of a hit there.
Just as she went to ground, I think just bounced her chin off the ground as she went to touch down. But what about that for an impact substitution? Olive Kelter, the 26-year-old playmaker in the 7th circuit, playmaker in the 15s game. And the gap now 10 points with the conversion to come. It's a tough kick though at a difficult angle. Kimber Rosier, as I said, she's a former soccer player. And we know she has the accuracy, but it is a difficult one. And she got the distance here. It's off the crossbar and down. Well, there you go. Beautiful relaxed style and a smile as well. Sure, why not? 10-point leads. We've got 27 minutes still to play. You have to say it's a long way back for Italy now, Rosie.
Thank you.
It is a long way back. They recycled very, very well here. The USA, they took that try very, very well. They sucked Italy in and took it out wide. And if they keep doing that for the rest of the game, they could really put some
Take
serious
a
points on
clear
Italy.
step back from the line, okay?
Kristen Thomas. Second try of the game for her. As Veronica Schiavon, what have the Italians left in the tank now, because they've really been playing chasing shadows for a lot of this game, and defensively they've held out well. But now lying on the wrong side there, it's a slow ball coming back. Rosier, again the crash ball from Catherine Benson, or Peanut Benson as she's known in the squad. Heverland, nice pass to Parsons. Parsons trying to go through the tackle, needs to hang on to the ball, and she does so and gets well over that halfway line. Lovely break again. Benson once more. Good work rate from the loose head prop. And good recycle again from the United States. Decoy runner Zachary. Emba couldn't hold it. It looked like it went forward. The referee agrees. And we'll have a scrum to Italy.
No advantage. Okay? I deal with that. Okay? I deal with the players on the ground, okay?
Much better play from the
Four
USA
wide,
that time.
substitution please, 4 wide.
And then you have
Sub, please.
the long
Time
pass.
Time
Just
off.
catching them out. But they're going through the phases much better. You saw Parsons that time. She went to ground, they rocked over,
Yeah,
and they recycled
captain.
the ball, and out it went again.
When
out
you
along the
roll,
line.
you must roll to your
Unfortunately,
side,
it was
not to the
passes
other
a bit
side.
too
okay?
far and just
roll
not
quickly
quite
to your
enough.
side. Okay?
For the USA to cause any
Time back
trouble to
on.
Italy.
Severin goes off,
Crouch!
and Valeria Fedrighi comes into just her third cap
Set!
as Palatine prepares to feed. Scrum just shuffling across the pitch. It's an Orca one, squirts out the back. Baratine did well to hang on to it. Schiavon wants runners in behind, and just shuffling it across the sideline. Look at the ferocity even of the tackle there from Rosier. Baratine with the pop pass. Again, look at the hits from the United States, driving Italy back away from the gain line and stopping their momentum anytime they get that ball. Flat pass was a good one this time. Cross comes Owasi. Tapper, that one, it stays in field, and that's a really good kick.
Blue ball.
Italy did really well this time. Ball in hand, little chip over.
Clear inside. Clear inside.
Augustine to throw in, and short line out called for USA. Got to hit the target here. That's a decent take by Zachary. Ball at the back, and then Parsons to try and relieve a little bit of pressure. Back in the pocket is Emba. Puts the boot to the ball, straight down the throat though of Michela Solari, and here is Furlan. Switches tack to the left hand side. Furlan, nice feet, still going with it. Furlan, delay the dummy pass. Furlan still going, has to be tackled the pop pass. Referee has a good look. Was she happy with it? Counter ruck attempt by the USA, but it's still there for the Italians. Furlong with a brilliant break, and then blindside they go.
Use it.
Another pick and go. 6 meters short of the USA line.
Use it.
And Barrettine looking for another effort, another carry. No, massive defensive hit to dislodge the ball from Isabella Locatelli's hands. Barrettine once more, back in the pocket, Schiavone, crossfield kick, back there is Thomas, she's going to have to catch this and deal with it. Where's that going to bounce? Kristen Thomas did well, she did really well under huge pressure.
You can see what Italy are capable of. Furlong there at full back, fantastic. This is a fantastic kick by Schiavone, but Thomas did so well here under this bouncing ball.
She held her nerve with two players breathing down her throat as Alef Kelcher prepares to restart for the 22-meter dropout, relieve a bit of pressure, and then you can see the substitute for the United States, Abby Gustadas, just fell over the tackle there. Nothing malicious in it. Parsons makes a hit. And look at that tackle there from Tiffany Faye. United States managed to win the ball. That's a massive hit by the captain. Take a bow. Tiffany Faye, number 3 and captain for USA. Massive hit from her.
10 white. Sub.
USA are playing very well.
He's turnover from the ball, okay?
Did very well there, but Parsons has been all over the pitch here today. Quite amazing stuff. Not letting Italy run at them, and sucking the life out of them as they're going forward.
Yes, we play the scrum.
So Beatrice Rigoni, she can play scrum half or fly half. She's come in place of Veronica Schiavone to win her 17th cap. So the veteran legs at 10 for Italy. Get a well-earned break, and it'll be a scrum to the United States of America. Kelcher's gone in at inside centre with Heaven on the outsider. So now every one of the outside backs, bar the half-backs, are sevens players. They know each other's game inside out, and you can see what Rich Walker and Pete Steinberg are thinking here. Penalty USA.
You lose the ball, then it's a rack foul, and you are offside.
Offside against the captain. So Emba looking to find touch, see what the United States can do from this, as a couple of more substitutions get ready to come in. So Emba looking to hit the touch. She will not find touch though. That's not her best kick. And Furlong might fancy another counter-attack. We saw her make a lot of ground the last time out. No room through this time. Gives the pass away. A hit again from Rosier. It gets shoulder on shoulder and wraps their arms around as we approach 20 minutes left to play. Good strength in the contact there. Italians just trying to recycle possession. Ball is out. USA just about onside.
Stay.
Rigoni just onto the pitch. First touch for her. And then she drops back into the pocket.
Use it!
Italians told to use it. Tackle attempt at the second time of asking, and eventually put her down. That one's knocked and dropped forward. It's a knock on, and what a time and what a place to do that. Rosie Foley. It's Valeria Fedrighi, only just on the pitch from Verona, who dropped it.
2 and 3, sub please.
Not in tune with the game, just fresh off the subs bench. Difficult one. You want to make an impact when you come on as a sub, and unfortunately that is not what she'd want to do. So you've handed back possession now to the USA.
Okay, good
Sam Pankey and Hope Rogers have been in place of Catherine Augustine and Tiffany Faye, the captain, going off. It's been a good shift by the tight head from the USA.
Remember, no any push and straight.
She did very well there today. Faye leading from the front. And she had some fantastic turnovers there, especially midway through the second half.
Now, if the USA get this ball out to the back line, Rosie, that's where they do the most damage here.
I can see how excited you are. You've seen all these girls play before in sevens.
Well, I tell you, Looks like there's something cooking in that back line at the moment. Tapper standing right behind the scrum and she goes to the blind side. It's going to be one-on-one. Decent tackle though. Rigoni just about hanging on to her outside leg. Tapper forced to recycle the ball. They're going to work the blind side here. Substitute on the pitch, Hope Rogers. First touch for her after the scrum. And USA recycle. Zachary, another player, has had a good game. The back row, in fact, en masse for USA have been very good. Rosier goes wide this time. Chet Demba, looping pass, taken well. Oh, lovely hands, and Kristen Thomas for the corner. Kristen Thomas steps back inside. Brought down 5 metres before the line. Still there. Crash ball up the middle. It's Gustatis. Gustatis for the line, and she's over. Abby Gustatis for the United States of America. And surely that is game, set and match.
Fantastic second half here from USA. You can see how delighted they are. Parson, Gustatis just on the pitch. 22-7. All came from, as you had said, this fantastic back line here. Great hands here from Kelter. Only on the pitch about 5 minutes. Thomas again, they're finding it very difficult to take her down. And then the recycling of the ball out here. Look
Superb strength, wasn't it?
Absolutely unbelievable.
I saw you do a few of those in your day.
I wish.
Powering over. Abby Gustatis reaching for the line, those long arms getting there. But what about the hands from Olive Kelter? That's the second try she's had a hand in since she's come onto the pitch.
Oh, she's had an amazing impact coming in the second half there. You can see that how she is the playmaker for the Sevens, and as you quite rightly said, as she stepped on the pitch here, she's really taken over.
And she's going to attempt the conversion here, giving Kimber Rosier a break, and it's Olive Kelter who takes all the kicks in Sevens rugby for the USA Sevens team. It's a difficult angle and it's a good way out, but she fancies a shot at this one. Jessica Javelet as well has just come onto the pitch. She's in the team huddle and we'll talk about her in a second, but let's see if Kelter can add the extra 2 points. There she is, Javelet, 23, a flyer, 32 years of age, her first cap in the 15s, and what a moment for her. Kelter though swings the boot at it, no problem with the distance, no problem with the direction. She has had an incredible game since she's been introduced. Olive Kelter.
She's a fantastic player to be able to have on your subs bench and to come on and have such an impact. And then you have Gustatis as well, Abby Gustatis coming on, and a big long reach over the line there. I mean, USA are really turning it on here in the second half.
The thing about it is, if those passes that we mentioned that, you know, probably were forced and didn't stick, if they do stick, they'll be a match for any opposition here, because they are a very athletic team. As Rosier opts to use a crash ball with Catherine Benson, again the 25-year-old. Rosier, Kelter again, lets her step off that left foot. Powerful legs to keep her going over that 10-metre line. And the Italians have to watch her at inside centre now. Back in the pocket is Emba. Opts to put play deep inside the Italian half. That's a really good kick by Chet Emba. In behind Manuela Furlan. And that's all she could do, was return the favour, because there was nowhere to run except into a wall of Navy. Nice hands by Oceani. Gathered that well, take it into contact. Good work by the scrum half. And then Rosier again to Benson. She has been a brilliant ball carrier, looking for work every time off the scrum half. Carried by Hope Rogers. Still there. And then a rip for the Italians on the ground. Have they managed to turn over ball? Referee happy to let a free contest at a breakdown, and again look at that for a battle, and they dive on it eventually. Javelet, but came in from the wrong side.
Italy are dogged and they will not give up. I know it's 24-7, but they will keep fighting to the bitter end. That was a great turnover there.
So Beatrice Rigoni is going to try and find touch. She won't get a huge amount in terms of yardage, but the important thing was to just hit touch and set the line out here. But the Italians running out of time to find a 15 minutes left to go, and it's going to be another substitution as Christine Sommer prepares to come in place of Parsons in the back row, and then it's Catherine Benson who goes off, and it's Naima Reddick who's come in. But a word about Parsons, Rosie and Benson, they have been ferocious in their work rate.
they've been fantastic in their work rate out there today, taking that ball up. Parsons seemed to be all over the pitch. Benson seemed to be trucking that ball up along for a good platform for the USA to work off of.
Now Furlan trying to go past Kristen Thomas, not too many managed that. The pass in behind the back. Well, you can see it was a Harlem Globetrotters attempt, but just unfortunately no one in behind her. Bit of a smile from the Italian full-back. She's had a good game, and she has been dangerous every time she's got the ball.
Yeah, Furlan is a class player, has been through the whole Six Nations in the last number of years, capable of fantastic passes like that sometimes, and always has to be watched.
Play on backwards by White.
Contest in the line out went backwards from an Italian hand, so referee says play on. And
First was backwards, second was forward.
And then they knock it on. It's the scrum half, I think, who just, when she was looking up to see who was at first receiver, knocked the ball on and a scrum to the USA.
So blue ball.
So slap back, that was okay, and then just there.
Yep, we play here.
Good spot on the far side, I think, by Sean Gallagher, assistant referee, who had a good look at that.
Crouch! Point! Set! Again, you need to put the hand up, okay? It's dangerous, okay? Put the hand up if you are not ready, okay? Please. Crouch! Point! Set! Hold!
Free kick, early engagement, and off goes Gray. Pop pass to Catherine Zachary. The 28-year-old hits the deck and still there for the USA. Rosier again, deep runners in behind. Kristen Thomas all the way off her wing to Javelay. Well, Jessica Javelay won't thank her for that one. Miles away from her. The Italians through Michela Solari, thinking about the quick one.
It's blue ball. Blue ball.
USA have managed to keep the pace up here in the second half, and seamlessly when their substitutions have come on, they've just kept that work rate up.
Okay,
So line out to the Italians. 12 minutes on the clock. The gap 17 points. It's a long way. They need 3 tries at the very least. Plus conversions as Bridges takes that one. Tries to hit the ground. It's good strength to try and hold her up. It's gone to ground eventually. Control at the back. And there, Rossiani wants some runners in there. Sam Pankey leaves it for Naima Reddick, and she picks and goes. Substitute loose head. Rosier again. They're going to go wide this time. Kelter. Pass to Heverland. 2 outside her. One of them is Kristen Thomas, who's going to wrap around from Emba. Kristen Thomas holds on to it. And again, it's better play from the USA. The errors actually have decreased as the second half has gone on, which is good to see. And it's resulted in tries for them. They work the blind side this time. Kelter tries the handoff. I know her family are in Dublin, and they travelled all over the States with her on the 7th Circuit, and indeed all the way around the world. Ball quick there for Heverland. Hands this time deserting them, and it went forward. Advantage being played to Italy, none coming. And that one, Stacey Bridges just couldn't hold on.
White ball. Not gone by blue.
Much
Not
better
advantage.
play here by the USA. Their continuity has really improved in the second half.
White ball.
She took the ball in
Time
this
off,
time.
time off, please. Yep. Time off.
Unfortunate here with the hands. But you can see what they're trying to do and looking to get that pass away. Very exciting back
No,
line.
thank you. Okay.
So just a bit of attention to 1 or 2 players, and nothing serious from this standpoint. Little contact lenses, I think, and a bit of strap into the hand as well. So Pete Steinberg looking on, and it's been a much improved second half. You know, I think given that this team have only kind of come together over the last few months, and given there's so many 7 players introduced to the squad of 15s, he'd be happy enough by what he's seen today.
I think the continuity of the players that have come on and has been quite amazing. You'd actually look at the USA and think that they've been together for a very long time in the 15s, even though, as you've quite rightly pointed out, a lot of them are 7s players. So their teamwork and their team bonding, I mean, this team really, if they continue to grow in this World Cup, are going to cause a headache for an awful lot of teams out there. Like, it's nice to see the USA back at the top table as such.
Absolutely, and with England to come and with Spain to come as well, you never know. Top teams qualify for the semi-finals by right, plus the best runner-up out of the 3 pools. That's the way it goes. Every point counts here, so USA, I'm sure, trying to keep their foot to the pedal, increase their points differential if they can. They'll take the win.
Okay.
But points matter as well.
We need to engage and hold up, okay? Any push, please. Yes? Okay. Crouch!
Get under this Sam. Big drag, let's go home.
Crouch! We need to crouch.
Last part of the shoulder.
What is the problem?
Your head is
Okay. You need to go there, okay? Ear to ear, not head to head. Is clear?
Yes.
Okay, we need to play now, please. Yes.
Alejandro Neves has had a good game from Spain. One of the more experienced on the 7th circuit and 15s obviously as well.
Bind! Set! Hold!
10 minutes to go. The feed from Baratin, Italian captain. Options really all on the right hand side. Back with the scrum half now. Rigoni trying to get over that halfway line. Stopped just short though. USA just crowding that fringe defence, and anytime the Italians put a fingernail on the ball, they're up like jackals to make the tackle. Baratin, once more runners, crash ball, decent tackle though in the middle. Look at the work there from Hope Rogers, forcing her back towards the 10-metre line. The Italians have lost 10 metres, and then the steal, which was illegal.
Offside.
Offside against the try scorer, Abby Gustadas, and a penalty to the Italians. Up the line they go, and it's a decent touch as well. This was the offside, Rosie.
Time off. 9 blue.
You can see how hungry the USA are going in there. Hope Rogers is in on top there, and unfortunately you have to go through the gates. So Gustadas was quite rightly penalised there by referee Neves, who's had a fantastic game here today.
So Kayla Cannon comes in at scrum half.
Time back on.
In place of Oceani. And she's going to get the last 8 or 9 minutes or so. But it's defensive duties first for the substitute scrum half, because here come the Italians. Skipping out of the first tackle, Elisa Giordano. There for Baratin. Rigoni, lovely pass to Furlong. Furlong delayed it somewhat, and then forced towards the touchline. Stepping back in was Michaela Solari. Baratin lining up the runners again to have another go. Chopped down Marta Ferrari, earning her 19th cap today. Baratin again looking for the runners, and the big carry there from Sara Tunesi, who's making her debut for the Azzurri. Baratin once more, they're going to go wide this time, but Rigoni, little step and check by Beatrice Rigoni, but she was swallowed up in the tackle and no room to manoeuvre whatsoever. Baratin again, tackle goes in, told to roll away. Reddick does just enough to satisfy the referee, and again look at the hits going in the fringes there, in over that ball. Attempted steal from Rogers, told to leave it. Slow ball coming back for the Italians though. USA doing enough to spoil the party. Rigoni, long pass to Furlan. Not the most orthodox, a little show and a step, playing an advantage as the referee to the Italians.
We have foul play.
Baratin once more, Rigoni. Little step back inside from Lucia Guy. playing advantage for foul play, so there will be a penalty if nothing comes from this. Referee's whistle has now gone.
We stop. Yeah. We play advantage because we have a TMO check. Foul play by blue, so we need to stop. Yes, David.
So we're going to check for foul play by USA and see what David Grashoff has spotted.
Okay. Okay.
So let's have a look at this. Well,
would you like to see that again, Ali?
What are we looking at here?
Yes, so it
looks like a high
what
tackle.
I have seen is the player blue is taken by the neck.
That's correct, Ali.
Okay, so is penalty kick for me?
Penalty kick only, Ali.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
So
David.
high tackle here, and it's against Naima Reddick just there.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's what the penalty is for. It's just a penalty.
So captain for blue. Yeah. So for blue. Well, it's a high tackle, so just be careful. It's the second warning, so anything else. Okay, thank you. So we play on now. Sorry, 17. Sorry.
So the tackle
17.
against Naima Reddick, the substitute loosehead for the United States of America. It's a penalty to the Italians, and they're going to try. Well, you imagine they scored from a maul, Rosie, in the first half. They might try something similar here with 6 minutes left to go.
You would think so, yeah. They'll go for the line out here.
Yeah, it's a really good kick as well, all the way into the corner by Beatrice
17, okay.
Origoni. USA going to have to defend this one. Won the line out. Did they manage to keep that one? Referees called the maul. Took it at the second attempt there, and this is where they scored the first time out. USA having to defend. Can they stop the momentum? The Italians almost at the line. Another forward drive. Just there and just held short. It's gone down. Where's the ball? Referee happy that it is there to be used. Baratine asking for an effort. That's turnover ball. That's brilliant defence by USA. And truth be told, the Italians will be furious that they let that one go.
Oh, they'll be very upset with that. It was a great taking the line out. They had set their maul, and normally they would score from this. But you can see that USA have grown into this game from the first minute to now the 75th minute, and they're really coming to grips with lineouts. Not so much the scrums as yet, but you can see that they're dogged in their determination in stopping Italy there.
So Veronica Madi comes in for her fourth cap from a Rugby Colorno club in Italy, and she's going to go into the centre at inside centre.
Crouch!
Chet Emba back in the pocket, just 4.5 minutes left to play.
Crouch!
In this Pool B encounter, USA looking good for an opening win in a tournament here in Dublin at the World Cup. Decent shove by the Italians, taken off the back by Gray, and then drops the shoulder. Gray did well there, she was under pressure. And then the referee happy to let play continue. Hope Rogers carries and relieves a bit more pressure. Emba's back in the pocket, takes the pass, gets the boot at it, and gets play all the way to the 10-metre line. Back there to take that was Sofia Stefan. To Furlan on the inside. Two on the outside, almost interception from Thomas. Was that deliberate? It could be a yellow card here if the referee deems it was deliberate. She does.
11, captain.
They're going to be down to 14 for the last couple of minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You want to check?
There's an additional sanction beyond the yellow card of possibly a penalty try.
Okay, David. We look on that. Yep. Thank you.
Well, he's saying there's possibly a penalty try. There was two covering players coming across for the United States. I mean, you can't give a penalty try there, can you?
I don't think you can, but
we'll just have a look, see if there's another angle to show whether there's any
Yeah.
cover coming across.
Okay.
Well, Olive Kelter is standing right behind Kristen Thomas and
This other angle?
Nicole Heverland. So there's two
Coming.
players
Another
coming
angle
across.
coming, Ali, just to show whether there's any cover coming across behind.
Perfect.
Well, there's two players from my book here, Rosie. I don't know what you make of it, but certainly Kelter and Heverland look to be pretty comfortable here. And
Sure.
Cheta Emba's coming across as well. So there's three players there to cover.
What do you think?
Don't
I
think you can
think
give
it's
a
another
penalty
player.
try.
We need to just check to see is there another player back there.
Yeah.
We haven't got an angle on it.
Yeah.
I'll see if we have a better angle for you, Ali.
can't
Okay.
see how you could do that.
Thanks,
I mean,
David.
there's no way you could give a penalty try there, in my view.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
There's three players coming across, including Kelter, Heverland and Cheta Emba at full back. So you're
Gonna go back
45
to
metres
the
out.
original angle. I think it's the best one we've got for you, Ali. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, but we don't. We can see the other. I think it's the 15 blue
I
in
think-
the back. So
Yeah, it looks like number 3 is coming
yeah,
across there.
I'm happy staying with
With
the
the yellow
yellow
card
card.
only.
Yeah, David.
Yes.
With these two angles, I'm happy with staying with yellow card 11.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, David.
There's no way that was ever going to be given.
Captain.
I couldn't see how that that could
so
be given.
It's a clear intentional knock-on, so it's yellow card.
Yellow card for Kristen Thomas. She goes off for the rest of the game. USA have to play the last 3.5, 4 minutes with 14 players, and Thomas, who
Time
scored
back
2
on.
tries, is going to finish with a yellow card.
Intentional knock-on.
First one of the game so far, and Italy are going to try and go up the line here through Beatrice Rigoni to try and force a line out and perhaps a try to finish with.
They're going to try it again on the right-hand side of the pitch this time, and hopefully they will get a better result from it this time.
So, not much time left to go. Just over 3 minutes here. Can the Italians finish with a score? They've been outplayed for much of this game, but the pack haven't shied away from the physical confrontation. Can they get towards that line? It's a really good maul. It's at the back. USA struggling to deal with it. Where's it going to go? Referee has a look. Where's that ball? It's at the back. Are they over the line? Chance to pick and go. They're almost there. Is it turnover ball? Where's the ball?
Try.
It's try.
Yes, it's try.
Try given for the Italians. And they will finish with a score. It's not going to be enough to win it, but they will finish with a try.
A very well worked try there by Italy. Difficult to see who actually scored it. I think it was number 7.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, Italy.
Yeah, the try goes to Elisa Giordana on her 22nd cap, and first try of the game for her. The conversion to come with 2 minutes left on the clock. So this to put the gap at 10 points. You feel that they need 2 tries after this, really, or even a converted try and a penalty, which you don't think there's time for. Swing of the boot, not a bad strike either. Flags stay down. And your player of the match, please, Rosie Foley.
My player of the match is number 6, Sarah Parsons for the USA.
Yeah, fantastic shift from her overall. Work rates,
I thought
carrying ability.
her carrying ability, her athleticism, her willingness to get in there in defence and in attack. She was outstanding today.
So Sarah Parsons is the Aon player of the match, and USA with one last restart
One
with a
step
minute to
back
go.
here.
Restart, is this one going to go 10? Just about.
Play on backwards by
The
White.
referee says it went backwards as well, so the Italians one last throw of the dice perhaps to try and close that gap on the scoreboard. Tackle goes in, driven backwards by Zachary and by Heverland. Good hit as well. Here's Rigoni. Going to try and swing this one out wide. The pass goes out to Furlan now. We know how much pace she has. Across the pitch. Kick and chase. Was that the right option? Back goes Chedemba. Anywhere will do for here. Under pressure, Chedemba trying to force her way through the cover tackle. Needs support. As we approach 30 seconds left to go. Carry this time by Rogers. And Panky into contact. Needs help to hit the ground as they cough up possession here. They commit to it, there's no look in. 10 seconds left to play. Inside the 22. And Emba fires one into touch. We'll have time for the lineup, but only just. Furlan looking to take it quickly.
Have to give credit to Italy here in their dogged determination to stay down the pitch, to go for another score. Every point counts in this competition. But this is the dogged determination that Italy bring to any competition.
Ball at the back of the line-out. Still there with the Italians. Big tackle in the middle, but it had to be. And a big barnstorming run. Last play of the match. And there's a penalty. Chance to go again.
Keep going back. Play on now.
Looking to keep this one alive on the outside. Chance here perhaps to finish with a try. Jessica Javelin to put the corner. It's got into touch. A really good effort by Sophia Stefan, but not enough. The final whistle has gone. Rosie Foley, your thoughts?
What an entertaining game. Anyone facing the USA in the next round, beware, they're going to grow in this competition. As well for Italy, what an exciting, entertaining game. Italy themselves stayed with them until about midway through that second half.
Well, final score in this enthralling game, very exciting, but the United States do just enough. They've beaten Italy by 24 points to 12. So, well, drama, tries, yellow cards, injuries. This game had absolutely everything, but the United States, you feel, if they can stick a few more passes and if they can keep the decision making to a more basic level, you feel there's a lot more in them, and they will be a rival for Spain and even potentially England, depending on the starting 15 that takes to the pitch. But for Pete Steinberg, he came here targeting an opening win against the Italians. That's exactly what he's managed to get. For Andrea Di Domenico, well, it's a long road back, but certainly he knows his players gave it absolutely everything here today. Let's go to the winning captain. Tiffany Faye is with Jenny Drummond.
Well, Tiffany, that was a match full of everything. How relieved are you to get through that one?
You know, I mean, we haven't actually had a run together as a squad, so we knew that we had to come and just stick to our game plan and keep our tempo and play our game. So really happy with the girls. Great effort.
Well, you created so many opportunities and so many chances, but how much did unforced errors really play a part?
Yeah, we knew that, you know, as part of our growing to play together, we're going to have to iron those kinks out, and, you know, until you get these matches under your belt, you really can't really figure that out. So now that this game's done, we can go back to the drawing board and see how we can improve.
And the substitution of Alice Kelter, how pivotal was that, you know, assisting that third try and the fourth? What kind of impact did that have on you guys?
Yeah, the starting 15 knew that, you know, if we just do our part, those ones coming off the bench were going to finish it, and that's exactly what they did. So,
well, congratulations today on getting through that one, and well done to the team.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the captain leading the charge, 34-year-old Tiffany Faye, the tight head for the United States of America. A huge amount of carries from her as well. In fact, herself and Catherine Benson took an awful lot of work under their own belts and just managed to take the game to the Italians at the game line. And for Pete Steinberg, well, a relieved man, I'm sure, given the pressure from the Italians at the end. In truth, the game should have been far out of sight, even by the half-time whistle, given the dominance in territory and possession of the USA. But as first games go, it's a decent outing, and more to build on with both England and Spain coming down the tracks in Pool B. But as we mentioned, the record over the last 10 games before this match, United States playing 10, winning just 1 back in 2015, so that will do their win ratio a power of good. And Alice Kelter as well, maybe food for thought to start her in the second game. But the Italians, I think time to hear from their camp. Their number 8 is Silvia Gaudino, and she's down with Jenny.
Well, Silvia, what a fight from the Italians, from the beginning right into the end. What do you make of your team's performance?
Yes, we have not make a good game because on physical USA was very strong, and we can't make our game for all 80 minutes. I think that when we have play, we have make a good game, but not for 8 minutes, and so this is the result.
Well, on the line-out you were particularly strong and playing through the middle, attacking through the middle. How much did that hurt the Americans and force them to make some errors?
We have studied how their line-outs, and with the train we have...
Well done today despite the loss. A great fight from the Italians.
Yes, great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Silvia Gaudino, she played in the 2002 World Cup, as I mentioned, back after several years away from the squad, and she had a monster shift today at number 8 for the Italians. Now let's go and look at the player of the match presentation. Alistair Nicholl, the Aon player of the match, to USA's number 6, Sarah Parsons. Well deserved, and a massive shift by the blindside flanker. Right, so USA go off and take the plaudits from the crowds. Plenty of hugs and happy faces, as you'd imagine, after an opening victory, and anything is possible now with one win under their belts. 24 points to 12, and even the youngest in the crowd, maybe if they don't know quite what's going on, seem pretty happy about it. Let's have a look at the pool though after today's opening game. So England and the United States of America lead the standings on 5 points each. Italy and Spain yet to get off the mark, but nothing to separate the top two in the point standings. Plus 51 for England, plus 12 for the USA. The gap closed just at the death with that last minute try for the Italians. And Spain, well, I'm sure they'll have to go and regroup and recover after what was a bit of a mauling at the hands of the defending champions earlier on today in the UCD Bowl. That's Pool B after today's standings. Our match day 1, a beautiful evening in Dublin in UCD, and the final score, USA 24, Italy 12. Thanks for being with us. Plenty more action still to come.